Oatmeal, eggs, and sugar-free Monster, the breakfast of champions. All right, y'all, so before we get started on today's video, I want to say thank you for all the love and support on my Why Men Don't Read video right here. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's caused a buzz on this channel. And because it's like my most popular video in terms of like views and likes and comments by far, I thought we should do a little Q&A so I can reintroduce or introduce myself to all the new homies that have now subscribed to the channel. I made a community post about it, but if you haven't seen that, you can also just leave a comment down below right here. Any bookish or non-book related questions I will be willing to answer, and hopefully we can have like a cool time just getting to know each other a little better. But with that said, let's head back to the video, my nightly reading routine. Let's go. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If this isn't a welcome back and this is actually your first time coming onto the channel, let me introduce myself. My name's Chris. I know how to read, allegedly. And today's gonna be a pretty unstructured video. Like the title says, I kind of want to walk you guys through my new evening routine. And I say new, but I've kind of been implementing this for like the past 2 or 3 months. In previous videos, I kind of mentioned how the first time I tried to be like a read before sleep person, it didn't go that great for me, and I felt like I was skimming and like not really paying attention to what I was reading. But I'm happy to announce that that has changed, and now I've been kind of making more of a concerted effort to read before I go to bed and kind of have some time like away from my phone and away from screens like everybody else is doing nowadays. One of my goals for this video, for my videos as a whole, but also for me personally, is to kind of show a more realistic side to reading. I know like with the new year like starting already, people have all these lofty goals and New Year's resolutions, but also a lot of the content on the internet is so focused on like excess and buying a million books and reading a million books every day. But that isn't really realistic for a lot of people, right? So my goal with this video is to kind of give you all the basic foundation for how I've been able to implement reading into kind of my daily routine, and hopefully y'all can take like a little message or two from it. So just to give you all a little lowdown of the situation, I did just get home from work. It's about 11:45, which is a little bit later than I would like, but you know, life. I kind of divide my nightly routine into 3 steps, which is prepare, hygiene, and relax. And with all the stuff that life can throw at you, both good and bad, I try to make sure that I have at least one constant in my life, which is my little tiny nightly routine. So the first thing we're going to worry about is preparing for the next day. So while I am preparing and also hygiening, if that's a word, I am going to be listening to an audiobook because I can't like physically hold a book while I'm doing everything. And the audiobook that I'm currently listening to right now is The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. I don't know what it was that kind of got me interested in this audiobook. I think I saw it on Spotify and it looked and sounded interesting. So that's just the one I decided to click on and start listening to. And I don't regret it at all. It's an awesome audiobook. One of the things I don't enjoy really is the narrator. And it's like a really interesting situation because at the beginning of the audiobook, the author said that like when it was time to record the audio for the audiobook, he got like a nasty like throat infection or something. So it made it really difficult for him to speak and he couldn't record his own audiobook. He ended up only recording, I think, the introduction, which is maybe like 20 or so pages in the real book. And then he hands it off to like another audiobook narrator. And I just don't like that audiobook narrator personally. Because I get home from work so late, I try to make sure that I get all my errands and stuff that needs to get done outside of the house after I wake up in the morning. But when it comes to like household stuff that I need to take care of, I try to get that taken care of at night so I have less to worry about when I wake up in the morning. And it's already a late night, but we still have a lot to worry about. So currently my desk is a mess. I have a giant thing of laundry right here that needs to be taken care of, like folded and hung up and all that. My table is a mess. My bedroom, my closet bedroom is a mess. My futon is a mess. It's just messy vibes, right? But I think the first thing we're gonna do to prepare for tomorrow is clean this desk. So let's go. All right, so I'm not gonna beat myself over this too much, but this is honestly pretty good for like middle of the week messy. Like this is pretty good for me. This area is mostly just like organizing things and making sure they're where they need to go. Shout out Bambi. This is my Christmas gift to myself. I got a 3D printer and it's awesome. I love it so much. This should only take a few minutes for me and a few seconds for y'all because we're time-lapsing it up right now. But I got the audiobook in the background here, so let's get started. All right, right, y'all, it isn't perfect, but this is what we got so far. This mouse pad or desk mat, whatever you want to call it, definitely needs like a clean and a vacuum, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Next thing we're going to tackle is this mess of a coffee table right here. This coffee table was originally in our living room, but I moved it in here so my friends and I could play D&D, and then eventually it just ended up working out for me in here. My roommate enjoyed the space in the living room as well, so this has kind of stayed in here, but I have noticed that I tend to like just leave stuff overnight. So we're gonna take these dishes to the kitchen. I think I'm gonna leave the books here. I kind of like seeing the books that I'm reading or have read kind of when I wake up, and then I can choose what I want to read. So I'm gonna organize those, take these dishes to the kitchen like I said, kind of organize everything, give the table a wipe down, and then we're good for tomorrow. Alright, y'all, so like the desk, it isn't perfect, but we are doing better than before. This is currently my TBR. I mean, technically it's this right here. I actually already finished Hamilton the Revolution for a separate video. Something should be popping up right here, excuse me, so y'all can watch. But that book looks so good, I kind of like keeping it there. But the main reason we did this now was so we could take care of that, which is a whole bunch of laundry that has to get folded. Alright, let's get started. See, that's how I know some of y'all ain't real fans. Y'all thought this was gonna be at normal speed. What are you talking about? Time lapse it up, boy. I'm sure y'all deal with this too. How I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 socks without a pair. I'm just trying my best, and this is annoying. But now that this stuff is folded, I can hang up and put away what needs to be hung up and put away. And then I can get like that. I can get all the random little bits of clothing and cloth and stuff that needs to be put in this now empty laundry bin in here. Let me see if I could do a decent transition to clean this whole area up. Let's go. All right, it ain't perfect, but I think that's what we're sticking with for right now. The floors definitely need a little vacuum, but again, it's late at night, so I don't want to wake up my roommate or the dog, so we're going to worry about that some other time. I'll put it on the to-do list, but now we can finally get to step 2, which is hygiene. Yay! Do you see me? I'm hiding. Now, I know a bunch of beautiful, wonderful people in my life who have like a multi-step skincare routine that has their skin looking flawless. They are not me. They are built different. I use this twice a day, and that's about it. And I used to not even do that. So, you know, we're coming up in this world. So I am going to wash my face now. And also shout out roommate who gave me this candle right here. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. But this candle smells dope, so I've been lighting it right before I shower. So by the time I get in the shower, it smells nice. So we're gonna wash our face, we are going to shower, and then we're gonna head to bed. Time lapse. All right, y'all, so I am now in bed. I didn't get it on video, but the 2 things I did to kind of finish out my night were brush my teeth, obviously, and also write down my to-do list for the next day. I used to do this physically, but then I realized that like if I didn't have my notebook on me, I would forget to do something. So now I just have it in my reminders app on like the home page on my phone. So anytime I open my phone, I just see it boom right there, and then I always have a little reminder like what I have to get done. So it's about 1:15 in the morning now, which is a little later than I would like, but I'm gonna attribute it, like this process usually takes me like an hour, so I'm just gonna attribute the extra time to me making this video essentially. But now we have entered part 3 of my nightly routine, which is relax, which essentially just means read a book until I fall asleep. Now there are some books that I've read that are like insane page turners that like I can't put down, that I have to finish before I go to sleep. I try to avoid those books in situations like this. I think the last time that happened was when I was reading I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I think I got in bed at midnight and I finished reading the book, like completed the book at around 4:15 a.m. on a day that I had to get up at 8 in the morning. So I've been going back and forth between reading Before the Coffee Gets Cold and The Anatomy of Violence before I get to bed, that are still very like interesting books, but they aren't like life or death, I have to finish this before I go to sleep. And one thing I've been trying to do so far in this new year, and kind of as I get older in general, is kind of having the conversation with myself that I don't have to be productive 100% of the day. But I've slowly begun to realize that as much as I want to say that that kind of like excessive productivity has helped me, it's almost definitely more so hurt me than anything else. And this routine that emphasizes like physical reading that I'm about to do, and then the past like hour and a half of audiobook listening that I did in a very like safe and healthy way, almost forget about everything that's going on outside of my bedroom door and focus more on like winding my way down, almost like when you're working out, having like a cool down, wind down phase, and focusing on like my physical, mental, and emotional health, and making sure that I'm in the best position and putting myself in the best position to make tomorrow better than today. So I hope that this video was able to provide y'all with like a basic, simple, easily replicated example of a reading-based nightly routine. I got about 100 pages of Before the Coffee Gets Cold left, and I am enjoying it. I'm really happy I was able to listen to The Anxious Generation, because it feels like every chapter, similar to like how much I love Sapiens, it feels like every chapter of The Anxious Generation just gets better and better. So I'm hoping to listen to that more in the next few days. And I definitely won't get the 100 or so pages I have left of Before the Coffee Gets Cold out of the way before I go to sleep, but I will be able to get a decent chunk, maybe like 15-20 minutes before I nod off. I want to thank you for watching this video and for all of the love and support that y'all have been giving me on every video that I've posted so far. And most importantly, I hope y'all get a good night's rest. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.